Namaste. Welcome to this video lesson on rural marketing and overview. Block number 1, Unit 1, prepared for BCom students, 4th semester under Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Hyderabad. I am Dr. Mallikarjun Rao, Associate Professor of Commerce, Government City College, Hyderabad. So let's begin with where we are going to explore the subject to the touch the lives of over 700 million Indians in rural consumer. Rural marketing is no longer a niche topic. It has become central to how the major companies in India think about the growth. By this video, we will able to learn, ready to understand of rural marketing means, how it evaluated, and why it matters. So the learning objective of this video lecture, the first one is to understand the core concepts of rural marketing and characteristics. The second object, the evaluation of rural marketing in three different phases. Pre-1962, after 1991, like we have to discuss the three steps. And the third object, the difference between the rural and urban demand profiles. The fourth outcome of our discussion, analyze the rural marketing mix with 4Ps and product classification. The final object, that is fifth object, analyze theoretical concepts to real life case studies in India. Friends, let's begin how we will travel through the topic. So first we need to understand the rural marketing means, how the market is large. Then look at this evaluation characteristics and rural demand comparison with urban demand. After that, we'll turn rural marketing mix and case studies. Now we'll move to the with numbers because they tell real story. The rural India is home to about 740 million consumers. 65% of total population lives in villages, friends. 640,000 plus villages scattered across the India. The more than 50% total annual income is generated by the rural economy, friends. So the new slogan for corporate companies and companies here, go rural in the markets, it's a new slogan for now, friends. And what are the, what are the major core characteristics of rural marketing, friends? What exactly rural marketing is? How understand the rural marketing is, FMC is all this. So coming to core characteristics, friends, what makes India market is unique? The six, the futures stand out. The population, the population is scattered, 740 million people across the globe, across India, 6 lakhs plus villages. The purchasing power is rising, and the market requires unique marketing mix, infrastructure shifting, the good network, road connectivity, telecommunication, and electrification will see in the markets. The traditional outlook rooted in customs, high, loyal, and state brands. The unit marketing mix will also find requires customized 4Ps. Urban products cannot be dumped, friends. So these are the major characteristics of rural market in India. And now we move to the evaluation part. See, in the evaluation, as we discussed, there are three areas, three phases of evaluation. The first phase, pre 1960, 1947, 1960, the focus area and agriculture focus. So pre 90, the market is unorganized market dominated by the landlords and Mahajanas. It's focused strictly on agriculture production, food grains and cotton, very limited. But after the Green Revolution, the phase 1960 to 1990, a scientific farming brings the prosperity in agriculture sector. The boom in agriculture inputs like fertilizers usage, tractors, usage of high yield seeds, these are has given the rapid change in agriculture in India. Then the third phase is the mid 1990s. We present the industrial era, economic reforms like LPG liberalization, privatization, globalization, and the IT boom allowed for FMCG, fast moving consumer goods, gain to directly target rural households, as we seen the Hindustan Unilever Operation Bharat, along with clear shift towards durables and services, friends. So, like we have three phases of rural marketing evolution in India. Now, the classification of goods and services. We have three different kind of pillars. The first pillar we talked about, the pillar one, the rural goods and services. Pillar number one is the consumer goods, most probably fast moving consumer goods called as FMCG, soaps, biscuits, hair oil, packet tea powder, and other items. Like durables, the durables are the fans, bicycle, refrigerator, televisions, and pressure cookers and other items. Now, the pillar number two, it talks about agriculture inputs and machinery usage. The seeds, the organic and inorganic fertilizers are using chemical pesticides, tractors, and pump sets and harvests such as Kisan credit cards, along with the health care, telecommunication services like broadband and mobile data is also will see in the pillar number two. And pillar number three is also we talked about the services are also increased a lot for rural marketing purpose. Now move to this shift comparison between the demand of traditional products to new branded products, how it transformed. So that we'll look at closely in rural demand is shifting. Traditional products steadily being replaced by branded alternative products. For toothbrush, neem stick, ash and charcoal to toothpaste and tooth powder. Washing visuals also they moved to these ash to detergent powder, detergent cakes and liquids. Transportation, the previous is the people travel through bull carts and cycle now have a scooters, motorcycle and tractors will find in rural areas. Hair wash, so shikaka powder and basin we earlier the people are used. Now the shampoo sachets packet people using for their head bath. Irrigation, pond and canal, now we have bore wells as well. Pump sets will found in rural areas, friends. So, like these two convey monotony breaks and entertainment like mixers, washing machine, electronic fans, the mobile phone. The top category three covers aspiration, comfortable for this. And now we move to this uh, how the how does this comparison with urban demand. The rural income generation is seasonal, seasonal demand, seasonal. At the same time, depending on the harvest, while urban income is uh, more uniform, and they will get monthly, as well as here the word of the source of information for the rural market is word of mouth. But in urban markets, the information from any medias like television, digital, now print, now with social media is also one of the sources with source for the urban as well as rural also now. The product knowledge, whereas the rural markets, rural people have the low initial awareness of the products, but whereas urban people are high awareness about the products. Coming to the the brand loyalty, slow to adoption, but here fast to adopt for urban consumer to easily switch the brands, but rurals are not switch that much as urban people shift. The product status mostly no, they don't have a status, but here the product has a status symbol of urban markets. The timeless of supply often ultimately they're timely they required and hand and demands. Now we move to this the reality of rural consumption, where how the numbers of this the rural India account for 78% of all bicycle sales and cycle sales. The washing cakes is 76%, and whereas urban is only 22 and 24%. The toothpaste, the rural market is 47% and 53% of urban. The motorcycle, it is very close, 48% and 52%. And refrigerators is 28% and urban is 72%. The rural India dominating traditional and utility products, but rapid catching up in durables as well as personal care products of the rural consumer friends. Coming to the what are the factors or fuel for rural market growth? Here, there are four sets of drivers at work. Economic drives, as agriculture, economic drives, agrarian prosperity, the government investments like Narega, agriculture product processing, boom is also there. The second one is social drives, the improved literacy. Now it is more than 67% of literacy is there. Increasing urban mobility is also there. Changing the lifestyle, you also observe. Especially the infrastructure drivers, we need to impact more for rural growth. Rural electrification is also done at the better road connectivity and telecommunication penetration is so good. Over 600 million mobile connections now in India. The corporate intervention also see that linked with gain business like Reliance, Fresh, and others are also impacted. Now the move to this, the very important concept of rural marketing, the mix of four P's: product, price, place, and promotion friends. So here the four P's, the product must be simple, steady, and durability for harsh environment like power cuts. The packaging must be easily understand the colors, whatever the symbols, local language is required for the rural markets in the case of product price. But in the case of the pricing, very low and prices they require low price will found friends. And a crucial role in the rural market is credibility, influence, all these friends. So think the concept of Hindustan Unilever, all these friends. So like the summary of this key concept is a two-way ecosystem, vast but shifted. And directive, thank you so much.